Well, it's day 3 in isolation, quarantine, whatever you want to call it, and I've run out of things to do. Officially, there's nothing, absolutely nothing left. I've played every video game. I've played every riff on my guitar until my fingers are bleeding. What is there to do? And so I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about how I recently spent all this money on camera equipment and I haven't done a darn thing with my camera. I'm going to show you guys what you can do when you're in quarantine and you think that there's absolutely nothing else left to do. So here are 5 things that you can do to improve yourself and have some fun during quarantine. Alright, first things first. You guys remember all those stupid little iPhone games you guys used to play like 6, 7, 8 years ago, and then nobody plays them anymore? Well, now that you're not with your friends because you're in quarantine, stay away from your friends. Don't go to house parties, don't hang out, don't do any of that. Download something like Draw Something or Words with Friends and play that. It's a good way to keep your mind stimulated and just, I don't know, connect a little bit instead of just texting like, hey, what are you doing? Nothing, how about you? You know, all this stupid stuff. Floaty boys, because I can't say balloons or balloons, so they're floaty boys. This allows you to actually do something and, like I said, stimulate your brain a little bit and really think about something instead of just mindlessly sitting around and chatting. Number 2 is pick up a new hobby. This could be something really simple. For example, I recently learned how to ride a bike. Yeah, not something I ever really learned to do when I was a kid, but this is a perfect time, other than the snow that we have outside. Ignore that. This is a perfect time to do outdoor stuff. So going for walks in nature instead of being cooped up all the time, or riding a bike if you don't know how, like me, making crafts, or making music if you have instruments at home. There's 1,000 different things that you can do, either with the stuff that you have at home. Grocery stores are still open, even though you really shouldn't go unless it's for a necessity. But if you're there buying food, you can pick up some craft supplies or something. Bob Ross does tutorials on Netflix, which is always really fun, or there's a dozen different tutorials on YouTube for how to make art and crafts and all that fun stuff. Hobbies are great. They're kind of what have been getting me through this whole thing so that I don't absolutely lose my frickin' mind. Third thing is to take this opportunity to evaluate the cleanliness of your home. If you're anything like me, you've been incredibly busy these past few weeks. I'm in school, I work full-time, all sorts of crap going on. Now that I'm out of work and I am out of school, switching to online classes, I have this huge wealth of time in front of me, and I've taken the time to notice, hey, that's a cabinet that hasn't been wiped down since I moved in almost a year ago. Or, you know, I think the bathroom could use a nice scrubbing, or something like that. So go through, clean your space. You feel a lot better cooped up in a space that's clean, and you kind of get out of that lazy sit around and do nothing funk. And you ever get into like a cleaning mood where you start cleaning and all of a sudden you gotta clean everything? That's a really, really good helpful thing that you can do for yourself right now, is to get yourself into one of those moods and then benefit from it by cleaning everything you have. Don't go crazy with it, but maybe go crazy with it if you want to, you know what I mean? 4th thing to do, take your phone, open it up, check Instagram. Not really anything good on Instagram, okay. Check Twitter. Read the 3 new tweets that have come out since you last checked Twitter. No, don't do that. No, that's the opposite of what you should be doing. Checking, over-checking social media will just make the time pass by so slowly. You'll have absolutely nothing done by the end of the day, and you'll have acquired, 3 new Instagram pictures and 14 tweets all about the coronavirus, whatever, and you won't have actually done anything all day. So I would suggest setting yourself at very, 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 very least a 1-hour timer to check social media. Maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, depending on how tied you are to it. But give yourself that space and force yourself to not just sit there on your phone. One thing I found myself doing when this whole thing first started, when I was first really bored, I would sit there on my home screen and think for minutes on end. There's got to be something that I can do. There has to be an app that I haven't checked yet. And I'd be randomly scrolling through Amazon, I'd be checking my email over and over again, I'd be checking my bank account 18 times an hour. Like, it's just not good for you, and you're not going to get anything done, like I said. So set yourself a 1-hour timer without using your phone, and do some of the other tips. Go for a run, start cleaning, plan out your day, do something like that, and that's just going to make you so much more productive, and you're going to feel like you've actually accomplished something, even though you haven't left this space that you're in, most likely. So that's tip number 4. And now for tip number 5. Make a video. This kind of falls under the first or second one, whatever it was, the one where I said start a hobby or fulfill a hobby that you've already had, but specifically make a video. That's something I've been sitting around all day. Well, it's only like 11:30, but I've already been bored all day, and so I said, hey, I'm gonna make a video. And I didn't have any ideas. I got my camera stuff ready. You don't have to use the camera, you can use your phone. I just happen to have camera stuff laying around. And make a video. Show us your makeup routine. Show the world your workflow when you're making breakfast sandwiches. That's one thing I always really appreciate about myself. I'm able to really efficiently make breakfast sandwiches for me and Sam, my fiance. While we're getting ready in the morning, I can make a breakfast sandwich just like that, because I do everything really efficiently. Do something artistic, do something funny, random, who cares? Just entertain yourself and give yourself something to look back on and say, like, hey, remember that quarantine in 2020? Yeah, that was kind of crazy, but look at this cool video that I made. Instead of just being bored doing nothing all day or going out and spreading the virus to other people. So that's tip number 5, make a video. And bonus tip, because I just found out that there is a statewide shutdown for 3 weeks starting tonight. Bonus tip number 6 is don't panic. We've been through stuff like this before. We will get through this. Rely on your resources, your friends, your family. If money is a problem, contact banks. If it's a bank thing, if it's a credit card thing, there's ways you can contact your credit card company, asking for extensions or skipping loan payments. A lot of people don't even think about the fact that you work in the service industry or like retail like I do, and you're getting your hours cut. You can file for unemployment based off of that. There are some criteria that you have to meet, but those criteria have been loosened quite a bit lately because of that. So find other ways to potentially make money. I know it sounds impossible, and I haven't come up with any ideas myself, but that's something that I'm going to be doing here if this gets worse. We've got 3 weeks of absolutely nothing, and I want to make the most of it, and so should you. That means don't panic, because when you panic, you make irrational decisions. We're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. Everything's good. So, I just went and I did pretty much all of those things for the past few hours. And I can really really confidently say that it worked, and I feel a lot better about like how I spent my time today. I feel a lot better with like my plans for the next few days coming up, um, and I feel a lot more confident that the next 2 to 3 weeks, it's sounding more like 3 weeks at this point, unfortunately, is going to be okay. And I'm going to get stuff done, and I'm going to feel good, and I'm going to have a good time all around. Um, while I was doing all of those things, I came up with a really nice list of things to do for a potential part 2. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be coming out soon. Probably tomorrow when I have another day off. So with that being said, do the 5 things. Do other things if you think of them. Make this quarantine worth it. Make it your own, and make the most out of it, I guess is what I'm saying here. So thanks for tuning in.